The life. I'm watching this movie, you guys, about the Bluff, and I also been able to watch movie about the this movie that with this woman named Ellis Taylor. She's in this movie. Well, she has a girl picturing her from youth from about this woman about the Book of Negroes, and she is about Amanita. Amanita is a woman who had went through everything and saw everything. She remembers what happened, so she explains everything. And I saw actresses in this movie that I remembered, like this woman here. She's from the Cheetah Girls, and it's a great two films. So yeah, please listen to what I have to say about the rest of this movies. Yeah. Hi, you guys. So I'm here right now, and I am watching The Bluff. Well, I watched The Bluff, and I watched The Book of Negroes. I really like to commend the actresses and the directors from the Saldana family. Okay, so everybody knows the what happened in the time of slavery. After a certain time, the Book of Negroes. Okay, there's a book called the Book of Negroes. But before I talk about that, I'm going to talk about Bloody Mary, the story of Bloody Mary. You know, named after a drink and everything. How people talk about Bloody Mary. Anyway, her name was Mary, or Mariam, and she grew up in a place where she had a lot of tension between pirates. Well, they weren't really pirates. They were murderers. They were thieves or whatever. And she took gold or whatever. I love that movie with Priyanka Chopra Jonas and a woman she played Bloody Mary. She played Marianne, and her sister-in-law. So anyway, as I was saying, yeah, people have to realize what the story of Bloody Mary was about. I have a grandmother on my dad's side. Her name was Lizzie, Mama Lizzie Tuitt, Louisa Tuitt, and my mom's side was Lizzie. And a lot of women name themselves Elizabeth because of Elizabeth, of the woman that shot the gun with the with Bloody Mary. They were sister-in-laws in that time. So to commemorate, because everybody was related to that side of the family, I guess maybe a lot of children or descendants years after years after years. And this movie, The Book of Negroes, first of all, there are three kinds of ethnicities: Mongoloid, Caucasoid, Negroid, and we all know that. But the point is, people forget that over time that there was a problem with the tradesmen and men who had to go across land, because after a certain amount of time they used boats and they used trades and they tried to get shelter, food, shelter, clothing, water, transportation, education, communication to get those things. This was before we had what we have today and how we got rich and better quality of education. And I think that's where, around that time, from the 1500s to, well, probably the 1700s and 1800s and 1900s, that time it was like change and change and change. It wasn't always, it wasn't a good environment back those days. People were rushing to get wherever they had to go. People had to sell chickens. This movie, The Book of Negroes, featuring Anjanae Ellis Taylor, and she's a great actress. I've seen her in The Help. I've seen her in other films. She's pretty good in how she orchestrates, how she acts. Like, this is what she would do if she was in this situation, or if you were taken from your home and you had to work in the land God knows where to pay off a debt for somebody's family. It happens to this day, but it's not quite the same anymore because people have more communication, understanding now. It was different because you're young, growing from child of youth, and your normal language. This country was normally not speaking English. It was speaking maybe some Spanish or other stuff, like, in dialects and intellects of other kinds of languages from diaspora, of African diaspora. We home team history, the geography now, people who are into BBC documentaries, you name it. Those people went thoroughly into that. And this movie, I recommend you watch The Bluff, that talks about Bloody Mary, and The Book of Negroes, a season. It's about 6 episodes. Please watch it. You will not regret it. All right. Thank you guys. Bye. Like and subscribe.